Women Today.
My name's Dr. Anna Machin. I'm an evolutionary anthropologist based at the University of Oxford, and I study the science behind love.
And my name's Kate Taylor. I'm a dating expert and writer, and I give tips to people searching for love and to keep their love going. At Match, we wanted to find out if social media was having an impact on how people perceive relationships. And so we've asked hundreds of people to tell us how they feel, singles and couples. And what we're finding is that social media is having a massive impact on our own happiness levels and how we feel about relationships. What we found is that in the Northwest, half of those in a relationship and 2/3 of singles feel that social media, TV and film gives them unrealistic expectations of what a relationship should be like. And that's coming out in different ways. People are feeling more pressured to move a relationship quickly because of the kind of expectations they feel that when they're comparing themselves to other relationships on social media.
There's something a little bit sad about that, though, because when you say sort of unrealistic expectations, should we not be hoping to reach these sort of wonderful levels of a great relationship, or should we not expect that?
I think it's brilliant to expect good things in a relationship, and obviously when you go into a dating situation, it's good to have high expectations or to know what is going to make you happy. I think the thing is when you start comparing yourself to other people, that you can suddenly think, hang on, whoa, it's Valentine's Day, she's got flowers, I didn't get flowers. Does that mean that she's better than me? Does her partner love her more than my partner loves me? Where do I fit in all these kind of things? And when you start comparing it, you may have been perfectly happy before, but suddenly you're feeling dissatisfied. I think that's where it gets dangerous.
And Anna, this is fascinating, and I'm sure it is more so to you than anyone, because of course you've researched human behaviour, even back to sort of primatologist sort of stuff. I think that's fascinating. So what do you make of all of this?
Well, it's in one way it's what we would expect. Humans love to compare themselves to each other. It's a natural thing, and with social media we're getting more information about each other than ever before, so we're bound to want to compare ourselves. But what was really lovely about this piece of research is, okay, we are taking on board these messages, and sometimes it's not good for our self-esteem, and sometimes it means that, yes, we're maybe pushing our relationships along when we shouldn't really be doing that in the situation. But when we actually ask people, what is love to you? They still answered things like having a laugh together, somebody who wants to have a really good discussion with me, someone who puts the bins out, all these things. So I think we do know that love does exist in the real world. But I think the message that I want to put across, being somebody who studies love, and I study it in lots of different sorts of people, is that our experiences of love are unique to us. And that's what makes them special. We're all different. And, if it was a one-size-fits-all, that would be very boring. So just remember when you're looking at these images online that your love is going to be different. And that's what makes it so special to you. And the other thing is, we know from research that when people post online, they're not actually saying anything about their relationship. They're actually saying something about their own mindset. And one of the major drivers for posting that, hashtag love or couple goals online is actually that you've had an argument. And you're actually trying to shore up your relationship by saying to the world, no, look, it's fine. We're still together. And actually, that's why they're posting. So if you keep that in mind when you're having a look, hopefully that makes people feel a bit better.
So then from your point of view, do you think that is there actually any good that can come from, first of all, posting these things, and secondly, looking at other people posting these things?
I think if you are genuinely using the post to express your love for your partner, which some people do, then that's lovely. It's another way of saying I love this person. And obviously it's a great way with showing your friends your news. Let's say you've got engaged or whatever that might be. But I think you have got to remember that actually the real world love is better, and you should be existing mostly in the real world and not living your relationship online, because actually if you live your relationship online to too much of an extent, it can cause conflict in the relationship. So just remember that it's great to use it to spread the word that something wonderful's happened, but actually just remember to love in the real world.
And this is where we sort of come to a slightly complicated point in history, don't we really, Kate? Because, of course, more people are actually meeting their future love online through dating agencies. So you sort of do spend more and more time online doing this, but then at the same time you're sort of trying to stay offline. So it's a bit of a sort of complicated situation, isn't it?
I think meeting people online is brilliant. I met my husband doing online dating and I loved the whole process of it. I found it really fun and romantic. Luckily for me, he isn't on any kind of social media at all, which is brilliant. Because what we see is when you can have a mismatch in the couple. So I love social media, so I would go out on the time. The fact that my husband isn't on it stops me having so many worries that might naturally come out. Like, I have posted a picture of us together and he hasn't liked it yet, and it's been 3.5 hours. What does that mean? It's all going wrong. The internet is wonderful for bringing people together. It really is. I think the thing, just use it positively to keep your own confidence up, because what we found in the research is the more you use social media, the more likely you are to become dissatisfied with your own relationship or to have a kind of negative thing. So I think it's about keeping everything in a balance.
The thing to say is there's a difference between using the internet to find somebody and then using it to maintain your relationship. So I think using the internet to find somebody, online dating, is a really good way of doing it, because it suddenly opens up so many more people that you can hopefully potentially go on a date with. So that's great. But once you're in the relationship, remember that, as Kate said, you need to really moderate your use of social media and make sure that you're doing all those important, what we would in the scientific world call maintenance behaviours in real life, and only using social media very, very sparsely.
That's the thing, because at the end of the day, it's taking time away from us actually spending that time with our
Exactly.
partners.
If you are scrolling online and, constantly posting, couple goals online, but actually you're not even vaguely trying to reach your couple goals in real life, then that's not really a very good thing.
You see couples in restaurants, don't you? And then they're both sitting there scrolling through their
not
phones
talking to
or
each other.
taking photos of what they're eating. It's like, you two haven't actually spoken.
It is a very sad picture, isn't it? But going back to, Anna, the idea of us as a species and looking back, because I know you've researched sort of way back to us as a very early species. Why do we feel the need to compare ourselves to each other? What is the good that can come of that?
We compare ourselves because actually the dating market is very competitive. It's like the stock market. So we all have a value on our head, and we all exist within this hierarchy of status of the really top value people at the top, and the rest of us down the bottom. And we like to display what our value is, where we are in the hierarchy. We'd like to go up the hierarchy, and we do that by showing, the best sides of ourselves. So, if you're in a relationship, you're going, look at who my other partner is, look how high status we are. If you're not in a relationship, it's about displaying your wares, really, and saying, look, I would be the most amazing potential date. So it's high. I mean, anyone who's single knows this. The mating market is highly competitive, and you have to try and build your value as much as you possibly can.
So, Kate, how can we do that?
Can you build your brand online? If you want to build a better presence for yourself in the dating world, you have to remember how long social media sticks around. I think that's really important, because the social media things that you post stay around a lot longer than the emotional state you were in when you posted them. So when you come back from a bad date, it's not the time to go, I will be single forever. I just give up, single goals, whatever. I'm just giving up. Tomorrow you're probably not going to feel like that, but someone who may have been following you online thinking you sound like a really fascinating person that I would love to take out, they suddenly think, that was a bit heavy and negative. So I think, in a way, tackling your social media like you're tackling your personal brand and using it in that way can be really positive, because you can use it to show the lovely side of yourself, but you can also use it to advertise yourself as a partner. So when we're advising people how to write an online dating profile, we will say, remember that you're writing this for someone who's looking for a partner. So don't just put all your solitary favourite things to do, like reading or writing or internet surfing or anything like that. Remember that you're a potential partner. So talk about your love of live music, going out, trying new places, that you really love a posh coffee. Make it easy for people to picture themselves being with you. And social media does give you a really good chance to use it for that, to showcase what you could be.
Women Today.